Happy Monday, BioRavers, lit up fam. It's your girl, Pearl. We're back, we're here, and I'm so excited to be talking about this topic today. It's actually one, I'm going to say it's probably every week, one of the most important things to really start to embody and incorporate into your life if you're trying to make changes. And so we're doing a Thriving Sober series. And every week I'm going to talk about different aspects of thriving sober, what that looks like, and making it unique to you and choosing how you want to move forward with the information, right? There's no one size fits all. These are all just things that I have really used in my life, help my clients with, and general ideas that you can take and implement into your life if it resonates. Okay. So if you're watching this live, if you're on the podcast, I'm just happy to have you here. We are so lit up about what we're doing, and there's so many big things that are happening. I'm going to be setting an update later in my world, but right now, thriving sober. So last week we talked about what being sober means to you and creating that for yourself and figuring out like what are the reasons why you maybe don't want to be sober and what things you're leaning towards that are an escape for you, and reframing that and building healthier ways to manage your feelings, to work with the things that are coming up, and to figure out how you can thrive sober in a way that works for you. Okay. Now, in this week, I want to talk about setting boundaries. Setting boundaries are so important. This is actually inspired by a conversation I had last night with someone in my world. I went to a beautiful experience with my dance team with Formation Studio, and we had a beautiful experience. It was hot, cold plunge. We had a sauna, ice baths, like very beautiful experience to have connection and health. And we had deep conversation. And one of the women there, she was like, oh, I'm so hungover. And went to my friend's birthday party. And I didn't want to drink. I hate drinking like that. And I feel so shitty. I wish I didn't drink that much. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, how about like saying no, like you didn't have to drink that much. I didn't say that to her at the time. It didn't feel right. But I was like, oh, like you didn't have to drink that much. You didn't have to get drunk, right? It's your choice. But obviously there's more to it. So we were in the sauna. She was asking questions, and we had this game called Fluster. If you haven't heard of Fluster, I love the game Fluster. It's a card game, and it has different questions on it. And it asks like just like a conversation game, but it asks you questions that are a little bit deeper, and maybe that wouldn't happen. It wouldn't come up in certain situations. So it's like a card deck. So we're asking questions, and the questions that came up were, the one that came up was, what do you wish more people understood about you? And that woman that was saying, oh, I got drunk last night, blah, blah. She said, I wish more people understood about me how much I value my health. And then she said, because I don't always want to go out and drink. I don't always want to stay out late and party. I don't always want to get drunk. And sometimes my friends don't understand that. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you have friends in your life right now and you're trying to make healthier habits, but you don't have the support from them. Maybe they make you feel guilty for not wanting to drink, or for wanting to go to bed earlier, leave the party or the birthday party early. Maybe they guilt trip you and say, but oh, my birthday only comes once a month or like once a year. Like, it's special for me. Come on. Like, why don't you want to drink? Well, you're no fun. Like, that's lame. Like, they make you feel bad because you're prioritizing your health and well-being, right? Maybe you can relate. If you can, I feel you. Okay. When I was first being more sober and saying no to more things, a few people, not everyone, okay, but a few people would be like, oh, why aren't you drinking? Like, are you sure you don't want to drink? Like, just, it's okay, just have one. Like, come on, just have one. Like, and I'd be like, no, I'm not drinking. I don't need to drink. For me, it was such a commitment because I knew how it makes me feel. I knew that drinking makes me feel really shitty. And I don't want to experience that. I don't want to feel shitty. I don't want to wake up in the morning with a hangover, with a headache, with lack of clear mind. Like, I want to get up in the morning and feel really good. And if I drink, I won't be able to do that, right? Doesn't mean I'm not going to go out. Like, I'm the person, like, I'm the girl that's going to be out there with you, dancing my ass off until 3 a.m. I'm going to be the most lit person in that freaking space. You know that. And I don't need drinks to do that, right? So Eventually, over time, my friends would be like, they would stop offering me drinks, stop trying to get me to drink because they knew that, okay, no, like this is a boundary, and girl's not going to drink, and she's still going to be her most lit self, right? And that came with a lot of deep inner work. Now, if you are someone that feels peer pressured or like swayed by your friends, or you have a hard time saying no when you're in your friend group, that is totally normal. Like literally, as humans, we are hardwired to be communal beings. We're hardwired to mirror people around us as a way of surviving, right? It's part of our DNA to do the things that our community does so we feel a part of the tribe, so we don't get exiled and die, right? But obviously, in this society, in these modern times, we're not going to die if we don't copy everyone around us. We're actually probably going to thrive. And so, when it comes to setting boundaries and being really firm in yourself, it has to come from a deep, deep reason why you're doing it, and you have to stick to it. And another piece of this is being able to manage the emotions that come up and understand that other people's emotions that come up within them has nothing to do with you. Okay. Last night, as I was talking to this woman about, being able to say no and be strong in your boundaries, and I was saying that we are mirrors for people. When we choose to do the thing that is best for us, like not drink, like, choose not to do drugs, like go to bed early, we are a mirror and we reflect that onto other people. Now, other people, depending where they're at, they will react in certain ways because they themselves also want to be not drinking. They want to go to bed earlier. They want to maybe be feeling better. And they have guilt within themselves. And they are like, ooh, I probably shouldn't be drinking as much as I do. Like, ooh, I probably should be taking better care of myself. And because we're doing this, we will bring up those emotions within them. And sometimes, depending on where they're at, they might express like sadness or anger, or make you feel guilty, and they're trying to bring you into their world because they're like, I don't want to feel bad about the fact that I'm not taking care of myself. So, I gotta project, or I gotta make you feel bad, or I gotta, try and get you to get on my level because I don't want to feel bad that I'm not doing the things to take care of myself. That happens a lot. A lot of times my friends tell me that I trigger them, but in the best way possible, because I make them want to take better care of themselves. Like literally, I went to a friend's house. I was just sitting there, doing my thing, hanging out. And he was like, man, like you being here makes me not want to go smoke weed. And he was saying it in like a negative way, but also really positive way. He was like, it makes me question and reassess my choices and what I'm doing for my well-being and how it's affecting me. And I literally was just sitting there. Didn't say anything. I wasn't judging him. I was just sitting there. It was just because of who I am and the energy I give off. And sometimes just being that person that makes that choice will be a gift. I call it a gift to people. When you choose to take care of yourself, when you choose to set an example, when you choose to be firm in your boundaries about your well-being, that's a gift to other people. Because then you give people the opportunity to experience, like, oh, okay, she's doing that. Maybe I want to as well. You give people the chance to reassess, ah, okay, maybe I will choose to not do this, or maybe I will, but something's going to come up within them. They're going to feel uncomfortable, and that's going to maybe influence them in the future. So every time you set a boundary, every time you stick to doing something that really is something that's better for you in the long run and for your health and well-being, you're helping others as well. So remember that, right? Now, the other piece is the people you're around really going to influence this. So I really want you to, and I'm not saying go change your entire friend group, but I am saying maybe reassess who you're surrounding yourself around. If your friends aren't respecting your boundaries and your decisions to take care of yourself, and they're making you feel bad for choosing not to drink, for going to bed early, for choosing not to do drugs, that's something to reassess. That's just maybe a conversation to be had. Be like, hey, it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel safe when you say XYZ when I say I'm not drinking. Is there a reason? Like, can we talk about this? Why do you do this? Maybe it's an opportunity to have a conversation with that friend and make them understand how you're feeling. And maybe it's an opportunity to also address what's coming up for them, right? Or maybe it's a time to try to attract more people into your life. They're going to be supportive of the changes you're making. They're going to really help you, right? If you want to be a part of a really supportive community, I really highly recommend you join the club, the BioRave Club. It's my free community that I'm building around people that really want to improve their well-being, take care of themselves, still party, but party sober, build healthy habits, work on their mental well-being, and just become holistically lit. Okay. What I say is we become holistically lit in this world, in my world. So that's one piece. It's like, okay, who are you around? Are they supporting where you want to go? Are they the people that are going to help you get to your goals, help you feel better, help you elevate yourself to where you want to be? Surround yourself with more people like that. Okay. And if you don't have that accessible right now, there's online communities like mine. You can listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos. Like there's other ways you can influence your mind and surround yourself with really positive inputs. And then talk to your friends, see what's up, look for new communities to join. There's so many ways to do this. And the other flip side of this is you get to keep your friend group and keep doing the things you're doing, but you get to create so much solid energy. You get to create groundedness in your decision. You get to create that security within yourself. And no matter who you're around, no matter what is going on, you're going to stick to your word because that's who you are. And that's actually the route I took. So when I was becoming more sober and partying sober and really dialing in my health and well-being, I was like, I'm going to be so freaking committed to taking care of my health, to feeling good. And anything that doesn't align with that, I'm not going to do. So I was like, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to, go out late. I'm not going to eat crap. Doesn't mean I didn't go out with my friends, but it means I stuck to my commitment. That looked like me going to a restaurant and ordering something healthy and making a bunch of modifications because I wanted to feel really good. That's a whole other freaking topic. That looks like me still going out, but saying no to every single drink that was offered to me and saying no to any drugs that were offered to me and saying no to anything that didn't align with me feeling good. I'm not saying I never do drugs, but if it doesn't align with me in that moment, I'm not going to do it. That looks like me being like, I'm going to leave early because it's 3 a.m. and I get up early because I want to work out, because I want to focus on my work, because I want to get things done. I want to be productive. That means me committing to the things I say I'm going to do and doing that. Now, am I perfect? No, of course. But more oftentimes than not, I would remember my mission. I remember my commitment to myself and be like, oh, right. I want to feel good. So therefore, I'm going to be doing these decisions. So I still was around my friends, but I didn't let their decisions affect me. So how can you become more secure within yourself and not easily influenced by those around you if it doesn't align with the things you want to do? Right. And that comes down to the inner work, working on your mindset, managing your emotions, right? Understanding that you don't get to feel guilty for taking care of yourself. You get to reframe and rewire the things that you're experiencing inside. And that's actually what I do in my other containers in the High Vibe Tribe, in my one-on-one work. It's like, how do we still commit to taking care of ourselves and taking the action every single day, doing the things you know you need to do, despite what's happening in your people, in with your friends, in your family, despite whatever's going on? How can you still stay true to those things that you know you need to do? Building that self-devotion, that commitment, that daily habits, the mindset, the progress, the, slow baby steps you get to take every day towards doing that and getting to feel good in that as you're taking those actions, right? Now, another piece of this is understanding what feelings might come up for you and managing those feelings. Because a big part of why we tend to really feel influenced by other people is because we're social creatures, we're communal beings. But a lot of times when we were younger, especially as children, we were conditioned to be people pleasers, right? We were conditioned to please others and change our behaviors and change how we are and change how we want to be to please others. Maybe that was your caretakers, maybe that was your friends, maybe that was whatever you were around. You would do something differently and you would change your actions and habits to please others, right? And that now shows up in other ways in adulthood, not being able to say no, not being able to set boundaries, not being able to, commit to your mission or your promise to yourself, right? And when we are unable to please others and we choose ourselves, we feel bad, right? we're like, oh, I feel guilty. Like, oh man, I feel bad because XYZ. Now this person feels bad because I chose this and that, right? So it's like, how can we navigate these feelings and these emotions and the guilt? That's not necessarily the guilt from the moment of like now, but it's the guilt from the past. It's the guilt that we felt when we were younger that people made us feel. How do we heal through that, right? That's working through some deeper stuff, releasing trapped emotions, working through maybe deeper traumas, what's happened to you when you were younger, working through your mindset around it, how to create safety in your nervous system around this, right? So every time you choose yourself and you feel guilty, you get to reframe that and create a different emotion in your body around that, right? And when it happens with your friends, you're like, okay, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I want to choose to, go to bed earlier. I want to choose to not drink. And you're like, how you feel bad. Maybe they'll respond in not a great way. How they respond is literally all up to them. And that's everything they're navigating, nothing to do with you. But being able to tell yourself that in the moment, be like, okay, how they're responding has nothing to do with me. It's everything to do with them. I'm going to stay true to my choice because that's how I feel. And if I feel guilty, if I feel negative about it, I'm going to process that. And I'm going to know and tell myself that it is safe to choose myself. It is safe to be healthy. It is safe to do things that are good for me. And you start to really ingrain that. And every time you do that, every time you say no to something else and say yes to yourself, you got to build that freaking muscle. It's a muscle. We got to get the reps in. Every time you say no, you get to say yes to yourself. Remember that. So as you move forward after watching this, I really want you to think about where can you say no to other things that don't align and say yes to yourself more, right? And it's always saying, it's not saying no. Sometimes we think when we say no, it's like mean to say no. It's always coming from a place of love. And you can literally say that when you are navigating and interacting with people. You can literally say like, I lovingly say no because I'm choosing myself and I'm choosing my health. That like if someone doesn't understand that and they get triggered, that has nothing to do with you. Really, like if someone asks you to go out and do something or asks you for a favor or wants to lean on you and wants you to do something that isn't aligned and is going to drain you and is going to affect your well-being, you can say lovingly, no, I don't have the capacity for that right now and I got to put myself first. If you have the capacity, amazing, do the things. But a lot of times we people please and we say yes to all these things that drain the fuck out of us. We don't have the capacity for things, we still say yes, right? Because you want to be loved, you want to be accepted, you want to feel good, you want to, have the relationship with that person. This also happens a lot in like romantic relationships. That's a whole other topic. But it's knowing that, okay, if I do this right now, is it gonna fill up my cup or drain me even more? Is this aligned? If I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? If I say no to this, what can I say yes to? What's really important to me in my life right now? And does this action, this thing, doing this align with that? And knowing that the right people are going to understand and no one's going to reject you, no one's going to hate you, no one's going to abandon you, right? I have a client who we're working through her abandonment, right? She has a deep fear of abandonment. So she actually people pleases in a lot of ways because she doesn't want to feel abandoned. She doesn't want to feel left alone. She doesn't want to feel rejected. But first of all, we need to learn to not abandon ourselves. Because every time you say yes something else and you abandon yourself, you abandon the commitment you made to yourself, you abandon your own well-being, you abandon taking care of you, that's abandonment, right? And that actually hurts more in the long run. And also knowing that when you choose you, you're not going to get abandoned by the right people that are meant to be in your life. They're going to be like, oh, of course, take your time. Like, I understand, take care of yourself. They're not going to be like, oh, I can't believe you said no. I can't believe you're not doing this for me. How dare you? Wow, I hate you now. Never want to talk to you again. And if that happens, that's a sign maybe that relationship isn't aligned. Maybe that relationship, that person isn't for you. And that is totally okay. And it's becoming to terms with as you evolve and as you grow and as you say no, as you put yourself first, as you become someone that takes care of their health and well-being and prioritizes the things that serve them, people are going to react in different ways. People might fall off. People might, drift away or come back. Like, allow it to happen. As you evolve, let the people come and go, because that's just them reflecting your energy and them going through their journey as well as they're navigating you evolving. But don't stop your evolution. Don't stop your tapping into your greatness. Don't stop you becoming a better version of you because you see people ebbing and flowing. Okay, it's gonna happen. It's like you're riding the wave. You're surfing, you're riding the wave. You're not going to not go out there because the waves are coming and going. You're not gonna go work on your skill of surfing because the waves are coming and going. They're always gonna come and go. That's actually what's meant to happen. So you can catch the wave. If they didn't come and go, you wouldn't catch the wave and learn how to surf. Same idea. If people didn't ebb and flow and have different energy and react in other ways, you wouldn't build the skills that you need to become a better human and to become more of who you're meant to be, right? So I'm gonna wrap that up. But if you're listening and if you're like, damn, I need to hear that, let me know what stood out to you. Did you have an aha moment? Was there some sentence I said that really resonated with you? Was there something that you were like, damn, yes? Let me know. And also reflect on what I shared. There's 3 main pieces of this, right? There is, hey, do you become more certain in yourself and learn how to be more firm in your boundaries and learn how to not be influenced by the people? How can you say no more to things that don't align with you and say yes to you? Okay, that's something I want you to reflect on. Second piece is, is your environment that's surrounding you supportive of where you want to be? Are the people that you're around most supportive of where you're going to go, are going to understand the change you need to make for your well-being? Maybe yes, maybe no. And you get to decide what feels good to you to do. And if you want a community of people that are going to support you and they're on the same journey, join the club. DM me on Instagram, the word club, or click the link below to join. All right. We do amazing things. We have these weekly lives. We have a support group. There's other resources in there. And I'm always here to help support you in other ways and always providing new resources for you. And then it's like, how are we going to navigate the emotions that come up within ourselves and learning to create safety, learning that no one's going to abandon us, learning that we will still be loved. You will still be loved and accepted when you choose yourself. When you don't people please, it's actually a good thing. How can we rewire that within us? And also telling yourself, understanding that other people's reactions have everything to do with them, nothing to do with you. And when you choose yourself, you're actually giving a gift to others. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to reflect on. So hopefully this was helpful, served you. But this is really important because a lot of the things that I see happen with people that are trying to not only be sober, but do anything, any habit in their life that you're trying to do is greatly going to be influenced by your community. So being able to say no, say yes to yourself, to stick to your boundaries, to do the things that you know are aligned for you is going to be one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself, right? And this is what I support my clients with. It's not just about when you're going out drinking and saying no to drinks. It's like when you're out at restaurants, when you're working, how can you say no to working? When you are, it happens every part of your life. Can you say no to more work so you can de-stress? Can you say no, I don't want to actually go to this event tonight because I need to sleep? Can you say no, actually I'm working out at this time? Can we do a different time? Can you put yourself and your well-being first and share it in a loving way so people can understand where you're coming from and inspire others to do the same? All right, so that's today's. Let me know how you like this. If you have any topics you want me to talk about, DM me. Next week, we'll be back with Thriving Sober. Not sure what we're going to talk about, but it's always going to be helping you become your most lit up version of yourself. If you want to dive into anything, if you want to learn more about my services, if you want to join the High Vibe Tribe or one-on-one coaching, let me know, DM me, and I'd love to chat to help you freaking thrive. Otherwise, go live your most lit up life and eat more plants and do more dance, baby. I will see you all next week. Bye.